Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can support your immune system better in the wintertime using some holistic supplements as well as some generalized lifestyle tips that will go a really long way. Before I jump in, if you could just take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would be so amazing. I would love to see you becoming a part of the Holistic Healing Diagnostics community. All right, let's jump in. Wintertime typically brings about more seasonal coughs, colds, whether that's a head cold, a chest cold, and these days it really encourages the spread of influenza and COVID, especially around the holidays. As I'm sure you're all aware, when Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's happen, things tend to spread more quickly, mainly because people are stressed, they're drinking more heavily, they're eating more dessert, and they are coming into contact with their entire family. So if one person is sick, everybody usually gets it. It also really doesn't help that in the wintertime, we spend so much more of our daylight hours indoors in closed air spaces with little to no circulation and little to no exposure to fresh air. If you're someone who doesn't get outside much in general, you're probably going to be getting outside even less in the wintertime. And to top this off, that also means less exposure to sunlight, daylight, and far less synthesis of vitamin D in your body. So if you're someone who is looking for a more holistic, more natural approach to fortifying and protecting your body against getting frequent sickness in the wintertime, I'm going to share with you my top 3 or 4 supplements that I use personally and that I start to take as soon as I think I might be exposed to someone who's sick or that I might be getting sick myself. The first one is definitely the most obvious. I have to mention vitamin C. A little fun fact about vitamin C is that our bodies used to synthesize vitamin C naturally, but sometime in our history, a genetic mutation made it so that we could no longer synthesize our own vitamin C, and we now rely fully on getting vitamin C from our diet and, in this case, from supplementation. And people usually just run to grab vitamin C as soon as they've already come down with a cough or a cold. But the truth is, vitamin C can be taken regularly. You can take a daily dose of vitamin C, and this is majorly going to help your body with stress management. It's going to support your adrenals, support your body's ability to handle more stress, and it's going to give your immune system a much needed boost. Vitamin C isn't just for the immune system. It is actually a vital nutrient that plays a huge role in mitochondrial energy production and so many different, it's a coenzyme factor that is involved in so many different very vital functions and communications within the body. I'll also mention that most mammals still produce their own vitamin C as one of their main stress responses in nature, and we deal with a lot of chronic stress in our day-to-day lives in this modern era and could definitely use that vitamin C support. Having this kind of prolonged support will lay a stronger foundation for a stronger, more robust immune system when it's time for you to tackle that winter cold. Another herb actually that I highly recommend to fight off infections as an antimicrobial, antibacterial is oregano. You can take oregano in the form of capsules. It is super potent for the immune system. It will boost your immune health, and it definitely will stave off colds, or if you do contract something, is something that you should add to your daily regimen as you are fighting off your infection. If you're dealing with head congestion, a stuffy nose, you can also put a few drops of oregano oil on some boiling water, throw a towel over your head, and just breathe in that steam. It will help to loosen up your congestion naturally, clear your head, and hopefully get your nose running so you can start to get that out of your body. The third thing that I'm going to mention is elderberry. Elderberry is a super potent antioxidant, which means that it helps to fight against oxidative stress within your body, keeping your cells really healthy. And it is also rich in vitamin C and other important vitamins that are very strengthening for the immune system. You can usually find an elderberry syrup at your local grocery store, and this can also be very soothing on the throat and if you are experiencing some kind of cough. Another really great thing to have in your medicine cabinet or in your refrigerator is fire cider. Fire cider is apple cider vinegar, which has been infused with these very powerful herbal remedies, such as often cayenne, which gives it that fiery taste, turmeric to fight inflammation, and other ingredients that vary depending on who's making the fire cider. It is something that you can make yourself at home. There are plenty of great recipes that you can follow online. You basically just load the spices into the apple cider vinegar in a jar, let them sit for about a month, and then strain it into a new jar. And you can take this concoction in a little shot glass, or you can mix it with a little water to dilute it if you don't like the taste. And you can take this up to 3 times a day. If you're sick, I definitely recommend taking it 3 times a day until you are well. Now, if you do contract a cold and you are fighting off an infection, before you run off to get some common cold medicine off the shelf at the pharmacy, you can consider some other holistic remedies as an alternative to help support your body and let you eliminate this cold or flu naturally. If you have a scratchy throat, you can suck on a cough drop to soothe the throat. You can have a spoonful of honey. Throat coat tea is also a super awesome thing to always have on hand. And before you go running off to buy your generic store-bought orange juice, which is kind of a misunderstanding, people go running off to get their orange juice when they get sick, thinking that it's loaded with vitamin C is going to help them get well. But unfortunately, there is such a high sugar content in these store-bought orange juices that it really cancels out and outweighs the benefit of what little vitamin C may be contained there. It's far better to use a powdered vitamin C supplement or to squeeze your own oranges, organic oranges at home if you really are craving orange juice. You can also brew up a cup of hot water and add just a pinch of cayenne, a pinch of turmeric, and a spoonful of honey. Drink that down, and that will really help to get your immune system going, to break up any congestion that's in your chest, and start to really uproot the cold and hopefully get things moving along much more quickly and get you healed. I feel that it's really important to mention that getting sick is not a bad thing. It's actually a sign that your immune system is functioning, it is working, it is doing its job. Symptoms such as a runny nose or a cough all come about for a very distinct reason, and this reason is a protective mechanism that is eliminating these harmful viruses, pathogens, bacterias from your system, getting them out of your body. This is what your body is always trying to do. These symptoms are your body's way of working to eliminate these harmful substances. When your nose is running, your body is working to draw it out of your nasal cavities. When you are coughing, your body is using that response to stimulate eliminating whatever is growing inside of your lungs and get it out. These symptoms are not a bad thing, though they can be quite uncomfortable. And when we reach for things like common cold medicines to suppress these symptoms, we are actually hindering our body's natural ability to fight infection. We are preventing our body from doing the thing that it innately knows how to do to get us well. Even getting a fever is not considered a bad thing because that's your body cranking up the temperature to burn out that virus. If there's anything you can do to stimulate getting a fever quicker, you may just recover more quickly. You can try taking a hot bath, for example, to increase your body temperature. You want to sweat it out. When you're getting those sweats, your body is working to eliminate this sickness. Before we go, I'm going to mention 2 quick tips that are more lifestyle tips to just help you overall keep your immune system up in the winter months. The first tip that I'm going to mention is probably the hardest to hear for many people, but try to reduce your alcohol intake, and if possible, don't drink at all, because alcohol has a really potent negative effect on your immune system. First and foremost, it really impacts the gut microbiome and the balance of good to bad bacteria that are there to function as 90% of your innate immune system that is built there to protect you. And when that's thrown out of balance, you're automatically more susceptible to anything that's coming in through your mouth. And the second thing that it really impacts is your liver, and your liver is responsible for producing so many very important cells that play a major role in your immune system. And it is also the filtration from which everything in your gastrointestinal tract passes through before it enters your bloodstream, before it enters your body. So when this is bogged down or impacted by alcohol, you are really hurting on multiple levels, and you are much more susceptible to getting sick and having a much harder time fighting off common colds and infections. I'm going to link a PubMed study in the caption below if you're interested in digging in further and reading more about how alcohol can really impact your immune health. Winter months can be a time when people have less vitamin D exposure, they're maybe feeling a little depressed, and they tend to lean more heavily on drinking to relieve this emotional symptom. I recommend trying something different, get more exercise, get outside, focus on getting plenty of healthy, vibrant nutrients through your diet, eating more fruits and vegetables, and work on your inner health. Maybe see a therapist, maybe hire a coach to work on some inner traumas that may be coming up during this dark, very introspective time of year. And the last thing that I will mention, again, I'm going to pop a link in the caption below so you can read more about this, but making a conscious effort to get outside and go for long walks or even light jogging if you're feeling inspired in the wintertime has some really incredible benefits that in some ways far surpass going outside and getting exercise in the summertime. When your body is activated and your muscles and your fast twitch muscle fibers are activated in colder temperatures, this really forces your body to kind of crank out more of these beneficial hormones, and it can really activate much more strongly your lymphatic drainage, which keeps things flowing and keeps bad bacteria and things that your body is eliminating from getting stagnant in any area of your lymphatic system or any area of your body. And it's going to help you get more exposure to sunlight, more vitamin D that you are so severely lacking in the wintertime, which really cannot be underestimated. So those are all my tips for now on how to boost and fortify your immune system in the winter months. My name is Lucille. I have a functional health practice where I help people seek the underlying causes of their chronic ailments using functional lab testing. And if you're interested in learning more about that, head on over to my website, holistichealingdiagnostics.com. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video. I hope to see you back again soon.